So this is a segment I'm going to be calling the Taliban meme review. Okay, so we're memeing a little bit, but there is probably like more of a serious point to make here. So basically, I noticed this the other day. Is that there were these two accounts that were set up. So you've got this, so Malang Coste with 23,000 followers. And then this one here, Malang underscore Costi, and that's got 15.7k followers. These accounts, the person that runs these accounts is in the Taliban, okay? Unironically, no cap, in the Taliban, right? Which seems extraordinary when you really think about it, yeah? But basically, from what I can ascertain here, this is like some sort of effort on the part of the Taliban to get some sort of foothold on Twitter in order to perpetuate their ideas through like meme culture. And we're going to do a bit of a review and a bit of a look at their memes. But I thought this was really interesting. ISIS were memeing a bunch during the Syrian civil war. I thought this was a really interesting thing. And because the thing is, why is it I follow these accounts. Look, I don't think you understand. This is a big cultural moment. Like, I think this is a really big cultural moment that you've got meme accounts run by members of the Taliban. Like, I think this is a big deal for like in online internet culture. Yeah, exactly. It's like their PR, isn't it? It's like their PR. It's like their PR. But some of the memes they've shared have been pretty like egregious from my political perspectives. However, I've picked out quite a few. I've picked out quite a few that I think are worth just having a look at and talking about, really. Doing a bit of a meme review, giving my takes on their memes, stuff like that. You think it's healthy they're a national government now? So, yeah. And from what I can understand, this is all legit. They're actually in Afghanistan, posting memes, posting like pro-Taliban memes. So, let's begin. So the first meme that I saw, so this one got quite a lot of attention. This is the first meme that I saw that gave me wind that this was a thing. So here we go. So look, Chad Wojak, and this is the meme. Your culture is racist, sexist, homophobic, anti-Semitic, and a threat to our liberal democracy society. You literally treat women like property. And they've got the Taliban guys, the Chad Wojak, saying yes. And then these women in burqas, like the trad wife and the others, we finished making dinner, Habibi. It's like the audacity. The audacity on it is just immense. The sheer audacity of making it like the Chad Wojak. But yeah. And obviously, well, I think it says what it is right there. Like they are doing the whole, we're the Chads. Yeah, we treat women like terrible. But that's a good thing actually. Fivehead. This is a war crime. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know what the exact definition of a war crime is, but it could well be. So yeah, that kicks things off. Now, I tell you what I didn't expect, but it kind of makes sense when you think about it. Okay. The inevitable Taliban stone toss crossover. They just posted a stone toss comic. Like, it's just mind-boggling. It's like totally mind-boggling. It's this one here, but the government has tanks and jets. How do you beat that? And it's obviously the tanks and the jets driving off. And there's presumably the Taliban people waving them off. So this is obviously the debate around whether insurrectionists or rebels or whatever have a meaningful chance of fighting off like the American government. And this is trying to point out that obviously, yes, look at like Vietnam or Afghanistan and other places around the world. There are examples where like so-called inferior forces have been able to fight like an insurrectionary war against like overwhelming military force. So this is obviously trying to play on that idea. So yeah, stone tossing out of the park again. I mean, this is a very straightforward concept, but there we go. So what's next? So we got this one here. Like, it's just funny seeing these meme formats. It's kind of funny to me that you see these kind of meme formats that you just see every day, but it's like someone in the Taliban has made them rather than just like you or me. Western imams in 20 years of occupation and so-called Islamic Republic in Afghanistan, I sleep. Western imams in the first 10 days of a new Taliban-controlled Afghanistan, real shit. Presumably this is a reference to, imams, what's the right word for this? Like, being accepting, I guess, of the occupation of Afghanistan. And I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know much about like internal Islamic politics to really truly understand this meme. Not unusual. The West has been providing weapons to the Taliban and other groups for decades. This is just a digital equivalent now. Oh my God, Ravid Wombat, that's such a good point. Wait, that's so true. So America have provided arms and equipment to like groups within this region for a long time. I know it's complicated, right? It's not as simple as they just gave weapons to the Taliban. It's a bit more complicated than that. So now this is what they're doing. They're taking memes of mass destruction and turning them into their own, essentially. So yeah, I don't really understand like the nature specifically of Islamic politics to really truly understand this. Yeah, CIA traffic Wojaks. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there's that one. Now this one really cracked me up. Before I show you this one, does everyone know about the Sneed meme? Does everyone know about the Sneed meme? I'm sure people are going to know the Sneed. The Sneed, you know Sneed. It's a meme from The Simpsons. Anyway, I'll just show it to you. Let's make it simple. Look at the American with his fancy Zionist lies. It's a Simpsons meme. Oh my God! Yeah. Sneed and Feed, the Simpsons reference, and they've. It's like, what is going on? This is mental. And then you've got like some of the memes in the replies as well. I think a lot of memesters and shitposters have just like, they don't really care that it's the Taliban. They just think it's funny. I mean, I'm kind of on board with that too. I just think it's kind of absurdly hilarious. Yeah, it's pretty nicely edited too. I don't know if they did this themselves. I'm pretty sure that I actually saw this meme elsewhere, so I don't know if it's actually theirs or they've just jacked it. There is no boundary. There's no boundaries. We need a CIA sponsored shitposting division to push back against these memes. So yeah, there's that. So that's the Sneed meme. Well, I've got loads to look through. What else have we got here? Okay, so this is an interesting one. So the text is just surprise, and then it's this here. So for those of you that don't know, this is an infographic, and it basically displays. I don't know where it's from, but apparently, allegedly, it displays the amount of equipment that like American forces left in Afghanistan, because the yes, it is. It's definitely, yeah. From what I understand, yeah, they post videos on all the time. Like, from what I understand, it is genuinely a Taliban affiliated account. So it just lists all the things: 22,000 Humvees, 64,000 machine guns, 358,000 assault rifles, night vision goggles, radios, trucks, loads of pistols, fixed wing aircraft, helicopters. Where's the blue check mark? Well, that's actually an interesting point because there's actually been discussion about like free speech. Like, should these Taliban meme accounts have the ability to post on Twitter? Probably equipment left from the government that the Afghan military just walked away from. Probably, yeah. So yeah, that's an interesting question, isn't it? I mean, I guess my position on it is if they don't break TOS, like what what can you really do? I mean, yeah, like is the Taliban the same as like other extremist groups if they're just posting, you know, this is one of those cases where people's commitment to like free speech on big tech platforms is going to be tested. I mean, I personally, as long as they're not like breaking TOS, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like, what can you do? Like, everyone should have say on these platforms. If you start saying we should ban the Taliban just because they're the Taliban, then you open yourself up to having to ban lots of other groups as well. I mean, yeah, I understood Twitter's decision, but broadly I was against Trump's ban from Twitter personally. But, you know. Anyway, oh, this is from the Times, so this is like a reputable thing. But yeah, this is a report, and obviously he's just saying like, "Surprise, surprise, we got all your stuff." So that's quite a good one. Now this one was really strange. So it's got this kind of cutesy aesthetic, but if you read the text, a Jew can grow his beard in order to practice his faith, but when a Muslim does the same, he's called an extremist and a terrorist. But they've got this like really weird cutesy like art style for it. So yeah. And then, oh god, I wish I had access to it. I wish I had access to it, okay? But there was a really funny interaction, right? Where someone actually someone actually messaged this account and they said, "Oh, what is the Taliban's position on anime?" And they didn't understand. They said, "What do you mean anime?" And they sent like a little clip from an anime show. And they responded with, "This is cartoon. It's fine," or something like that. So it was confirmed the Taliban are at very least anime neutral. Will the Taliban restrict internet access? No. Fucking crazy. Now this one is a little bit spicier, so let's have a look at this one. This has got a bit more spice going on. A Muslim wife. So then you've got what? They've got this like heart graphic in the background. At home, outside. We just show our beauty only to special people our Lord selected. So I think we understand that one, don't we? I think we both know what this one means. I don't think we need to dwell on this one for too long. This one was interesting. Look at this. Credit to 10 trillion IQ. Wait, Islamic meme maker. This guy calls himself an Islamic meme maker. Islamic redesign of the United States flag. So design number one, design number two, design number three, design number four. What do you reckon? What design would you go for? I personally quite like design two. You like design number one, number two. You like three. Yeah, I like number two the best. You think they're all terrible? Hmm. Look, who's this? Wait, this is a Marxist, apparently. One and two are just perfect. Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, four's terrible. Four's the worst one. It's the five pillars of Islam. Wait, where? Oh, one, two, three, four, five. Ah, right, okay. One and two are better than the current one. Yeah, I reckon so. So yeah, there's that. Right, now there's this one here. Hey Joe, look, I got drip. How silly Taliban's can't have our. And it's them wearing like presumably what American gear, I guess. Literally memeing on Joe Biden. Literally memeing on Joe Biden. Another based banger. There's people egging this on as well. Like, obviously we're just having a little look at some of these memes, but there are people that are like I guess, well, maybe it is ironic to some degree. They are good memes though. That's the thing. That's the thing with it. The reason this is kind of working for them, and their Twitter's growing, is I'm waiting on the edge of my seat for Joe to fire back with his White House backed meme. Yes, ugly pie. We were waiting for that. So memes are universal, but I think this is like I don't know what the right way to put it, but this is clearly like an intentional kind of aspect on their part, right? Like they're clearly trying to tap into meme culture in order to like spread their message. But I guess the thing is, are we now okay with the Taliban? I mean, why? That's an app. I don't understand the question. Of course not. No. What do you mean? Of course not. Why would I be okay with the Taliban? Like they're completely antithetical to my belief system. They're like religious fundamentalists. No, obviously not. I can't believe you think you got asked that. No, no, of course not. No. The reason I'm talking about this isn't because I'm pro Taliban. It's because I'm just trying to demonstrate to you,
Daily
you know,
gifted subs if you reply to them with a caricature of Muhammad.
No, you don't need to apologise. It's fine. It's easy. It's straightforward. This, I think, is a big deal. Thanks to the bits, Wokenstein. This is a big deal. This is a big cultural touchstone, right? In the Taliban are not only got these fellas that are pumping out memes onto Twitter, but they're quite astute. They're quite clever, right? Like, for example, right? I mean, this has got impact font on, but that's not the point. They're not going on image flip and making old, animal exploitable memes with impact font above and below, top text, bottom text. These are like memes that actually tap into meme culture. They're not doing like rage comics. Some of them are like a little bit old, right? Some of them are a little bit outdated, a little bit out of the loop, right? But on the whole, they're good memes. And not to say I agree with the memes, right? Not to say that I agree with the memes. Obviously, some of these I look at and I'm like, yeah, obviously I totally disagree with that. But even so, it's still recognizing that this is like a big deal, right? Yeah, many of the members will have grown up on internet culture, precisely. So yeah, it's just very interesting to me as someone who talks about internet culture and memes a lot. I think part of the interest is because the Taliban and other groups are often seen as stoic, severe, and void of humour. Yes, true. This runs counter to the narrative and it's worth investigating. Yeah, precisely. I think that Western representation of Islamists and fundamentalist groups and so on does have a certain tone to it. And if you look at, for example, media presentation of these kinds of people, right? Think about it. How are like the Taliban, ISIS, Muslim extremists, and so on? How are they normally represented in our media? They're shown as like dark, in some cases like evil, dangerous. The list goes on. And what this does is it kind of breaks that down a little bit. And in some ways, although some of the memes I would say are quite egregious in terms of the message they're sending, it presents an image of humanity. You start to see a bit more of the humanity behind these people, you know? And the truth obviously is like somewhere in between, right? Like obviously Taliban bad, but they're still human beings, right? They still got humanity. And it's like just having your perception of what the Taliban are pushed back against does give you a bit of like, I guess, an uncomfortable feeling. And I think that's maybe like, for example, Lady Raincloud is saying, do we like the Taliban now? I think that's where that's coming from, because it is unusual. We're looking at these memes and it's like, what the hell, I just found a post theorizing the reason the Taliban accounts haven't been banned yet is because they are run by the CIA. I don't know about that. Yeah, that sounds a bit far fetched. So anyway, let's continue. So this is a really like this. This is the kind of thing you would expect to see from like a lefty memester, so to speak. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is top tier. This is like a top tier meme in terms of what's gone into it. Like, look at it. It's so dense. There's so much packed in. It's so dense. So, guys, I just retook Afghanistan and made it an Islamic emirate. And they've literally depicted the American soldiers running away as soy Wojaks. They're soy Wojaks. They're soy Wojaks. Like, this is the classic thing, isn't it? This is the absolute classic thing of, oh, I'm going to present myself as the Chad Wojak and you as the soy Wojak, and I win the argument. Like, look at this. This is incredible. Look. Look at that. It's amazing. And then you've got, like, presumably these are like other allied type countries. So based bro, Al Aqsa next. My Afghan brothers, and then some text there. All the scholars are with you. And then down here, you've got presumably US Canada allies. No, you don't understand. Jihad is only defensive. Oh my god, Taliban aren't Muslims. Women are going to be genocided. See, it's true because TikTok said so. And then these barbaric backwards Taliban, they don't know what Sharia is. Only I know because I went to Yale. Ah, this is the Western Imam thing, I guess. So yeah, this is very smart memeing. So yeah, like I say, this is the kind of thing that I think you would expect to see from any kind of person, like Western type person who like makes memes. It's the same. Yeah. I'll send you the link. Yeah, sure. Well, I'll send you the link to this. Oh, this person was shot by the Taliban, and now she's on TikTok. Is she? Yeah, American military confirmed as soy lefties. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. I've got a few more to look through here. Okay, look at this one. You should wear a mask to stop COVID infections because science said so. Women should wear a hijab to stop sexual objectification and sexual harassment because science said so. No, that's sexist. What science says that? What? What science says that? Is that science to them? Jesus Christ. I don't know much about that, but yeah, that's a bit weird. I've never read the Quran, no. Islamic science. So yeah, there we go. There's that one. What else have we got? Okay, there's this one here. So the one thing that I think is both good and bad. So about all this, in terms of look, I'm not talking about a moral judgment of the Taliban. Okay, I'm talking purely from an analysis of the memes, right? So the thing I'd say that's kind of bad in a way is they do. Like if you look through this, obviously other memes that I can't show because it's like TOS, but there is a heavy reliance on the Virgin versus Chad or the Soy Jack memes. You know, they rely on that quite heavily throughout a lot of these memes. So on the one hand, I'd say that's kind of like a bad thing or a downside in some way. But by the other token, like Soy Jack memes and Chad memes and Wojaks are very popular online. They are extremely popular online. So, are you saying they're doing that because of fundamentalism? Maybe, maybe. They probably got one Zoomer kid trapped in a basement somewhere pumping him for memes. You should apologise for Islamic imperialism. No, and obviously these are supposed representative of different. Oh right, you've got India, Israel, the EU, whatever they are. Fundamentalists, all of you. Islamic imperialism was over a millennium ago. Who is asking them to apologise? Seems like a really contrived straw man. Oh my god! The Taliban are straw manning! Unbelievable! They're committing a logical fallacy! I saw some people on Twitter panicking about the idea that the Taliban might start coming onto Twitch panels or might end up debating someone on Twitch. And I kind of thought about it and I was like, the Taliban really ought to ground their axioms. And I was like, could that happen? I mean, feasibly that could happen. And I think the problem we've got is as much as people say it would be a bad thing, I think that the incentives that would exist to platform someone from the Taliban would be too high. It would be too much for people. If you host a panel, can't wait for the Book Smart stream where he teaches the Taliban better rhetoric. I mean, I would react to it on stream, 100%. Of course, I would. You kidding me? Someone from the Taliban on a panel? I'd be all over that. I'd have to be. But like, you know, obviously people are critical of that, and it's like, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation, I think. The Prime Kai all Taliban panel. I tell you, here's an interesting thought, though. Right? Here's an interesting thought. Would someone have a fundamentalist conservative Muslim on their panel? Would someone allow a fundamentalist Muslim conservative on their panel? Presumably the answer to that would be yes, because you let fundamentalist Christian conservatives on panels, right? So what really, I guess, I would ask is the difference between having a conservative fundamentalist Muslim on your panel and just a random person that's associated with the Taliban. Like, it's a genuine question because I'm trying to think. I'm not trying to do like but I'm genuinely interested. What is the functional difference between those two things? Because I can't think of what it is. You know, it's not going to be someone from like the Taliban leadership coming onto like a Twitch panel. It will just be like a random Taliban person, like, you know, like one of these memesters probably. One is accepted in Western. That is very true. One is accepted in Western politics. The difference is that the Taliban actually governs a country while fundamentalist Christians are barely relevant. Well, in that case, isn't it more pressing to if there actually is a political significance that someone that the Taliban has, isn't it then more pressing to get them onto a panel than a fundamentalist Christian? I think the line for a lot of people is membership to the Taliban beyond just the political beliefs. I don't know. I've not made my mind up about it. I've got a big question mark over the logistics or ethics or whatever of platforming someone that's in the Taliban or associated with the Taliban. Yeah, and I guess it's just about what would the difference be. I don't know, Chud. The Taliban were pretty savvy when it came to online recruitment. We've seen AOC on stream. I don't think it's that much of a stretch. There are state actors now. If the IF can pink wash for pride. Well, my question is because this is the thing people always say is like, oh, don't have this person on because they might you might end up spreading that ideology. And I think, okay, so what's the concern? Is it that someone from the Taliban is going to come on, and then a bunch of people that watch the stream are going to go, these Taliban fellas have got some good ideas. Actually, they're going to get the next plane to Kabul, and they're going to go to the local recruitment office or whatever and join the Taliban. I think there would be some outrage if a fundamentalist Christian group took up arms and conquered a region and tried to join a panel. Maybe you're right, yeah. Stuff like that happens. Because like I say, I'm not coming down super hard on either side really. I'm very much open to be convinced either way. I don't really care that much. I'm not I would never have someone from the Taliban on my show, but it would be obviously someone like a panel, presumably they go on. I think the same thing whenever the left starts clutching pearls about platforming someone, like the people listening, watching can't think for themselves. It boosts their channel in the algorithm. Yeah, I think there's a lot of concern about this stuff, and I think some of it is warranted. Like I think it's worth being cautious. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I've got mixed views about it. I've got very mixed views about the platforming thing. I'm not like super hardline either way. Would you do a Taliban IRL stream? Yeah, it's complicated. I think the problem I've got is people. The biggest issue. Listen, the biggest issue that I've got with the discourse is people come down so hard on either side, right? And I just kind of am against that kind of way of looking at it. I'm more interested in having a more general conversation and looking at the ideas and like, discussing the concept from both sides of platforming and how it works and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think that I'm English, British. I don't know. I just think people make some good critiques of it. People make some good defenses, but people get so hardline about it. It's crazy. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. So that's that meme. What we got next? This one actually did make me. Hey, what is the jiz? What's jizya? Is that like is that some sort of like Islamic kind of tax or something? Let me look it up. Jizya. Yes, a tax paid by. Oh right, okay. It's a tax paid by non-Muslim populations to their Muslim rulers. Right, okay. Pay the jizya and we'll leave you alone. And then crying, and then this. Give us a third of your income, or we'll take everything from you and throw you in prison. And it's got the smiling soy face. It does sound like a Ligma joke, doesn't it? Yeah, I've just looked it up, and it just says here, yeah, jizya is a historically a tax paid by non-Muslim populations to their Muslim rulers. So yeah, okay, that's interesting. Hey, thanks for the bits. I probably won't read it all, but
Okay, people can think for themselves, but many people, especially young ones, who are terminally online already see incels and leftoids, for example, are impressionable. ISIS literally recruited people in Europe via memes and such to either come to Syria or commit violent acts in Europe.
I'll read the rest of it. Also, people who have already had proximity to being radicalized in the violent ideological action is where the concern lies. See, that's a good argument. That's a good argument. Yeah, I don't know. It is a bit of a risk, isn't it? Yeah. I guess the question would be, is there a way to platform them responsibly? Do you know what I mean? Like, is there a way to platform them responsibly then? Because I think I would be against just bringing on someone from the Taliban for, like, just for a laugh. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, let's say you were having a panel about pizza toppings. I think it would be a mistake to just bring some random dude on from the Taliban to have a chat about pizza toppings. Yeah, that's what I mean, Acril. Yeah, 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 yeah. You probably were writing that out, but I think we're on the same lines with this. I think platforming becomes a problem if you platform someone uncritically. Like, if you just let them show up and lie and don't press them on any of it or provide any facts to counter them, then that's irresponsible. But being against platforming someone in principle, I don't know. At some point, it looks like you're silencing the other side unfairly, at least to the people who are not aware of the situation. Yeah, I think you're right, Red. Yeah, not on these social media sites. The biggest problem I've got with all of this, and I've spoken about this many times, but people will claim that the reason that they're platforming certain people is to debunk them or to provide a counter narrative or blah 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 blah. But people will make content driven decisions. So people don't make decisions of what content to do based on what the right thing or the wrong thing to do is, so to speak, as per principles. People make decisions based on the content they can make out of it, you know? So I think I do kind of see where Reddit's coming from. These platforms, this is the thing, right? I think these platforms are such that it creates these perverse incentives, which probably mean people shouldn't be platformed. But the perverse incentives that are created lead those people to be platformed anyway. So yeah, yeah, it's interesting, something to think about. Platform everyone. If their ideas are so bad, everyone will see it. Literally everyone. Damn, it's complicated, isn't it? That's what I mean. It's not a simple thing. There's complexity to it. Anyway, what else have we got? What's this? Look, look at this. They're literally doing Reddit soy. This is unbelievable. Literally doing, unironically, Reddit soy memes. Indigenous population defeats technologically superior invaders. Indigenous population defeats technologically superior invaders, and it's Reddit and soy face. Reddit face, sorry. Like, this is a good meme. This is a funny meme. This is like a good meme. Like, no wonder fucking they got so many followers. Who's making these? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Who is making these memes? And yeah, don't be mistaken. Yeah, don't be mistaken. Like this, the reason that they do this is because they want to get a foothold on these platforms, in order to spread their ideas, I guess, or defend themselves against whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what this is. You know, you joke about the idea of like meme warfare, but I think this is like an example of meme warfare. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I genuinely think it sounds silly, but this is like that's what I can call my YouTube video: meme warfare question mark Taliban meme review. So yeah, it's interesting. Okay, and then stuff like this. Look, what's this? Religion for God, country for all. The Chad dude. Religion is for Allah, country is for Allah, everything is for Allah. You think a lot of them are doing it as a joke? I don't know. What else have we got? We got a few more to look at. This is pretty obvious. Let's look at this one. Oh, do you know what else I've noticed? Like this one's got a little bit more text than the others. But do you know what I've noticed? You can tell. Listen, this is why you know the Taliban is right wing. You know the Taliban is right wing because none of these memes have got mucho texto. We're not seeing the mucho texto memes, are we? Become liberal. No, it's haram. No, you can't follow scholars who lived 1,000 years ago. It's also haram in hadith. Don't follow hadith. It's not authentic. Become Quranist. It's also haram in the Quran. We must reform Islam to conform to liberalism and remove violent verses from the
Oh, and
Quran.
regarding
No.
platforming them on Twitch. Don't mean to come off like a woke lib, but I don't know how the women and LGBT people in our community would feel about that considering they themselves struggle to be platformed.
Yeah, that's another good point as well, actually. We'll put on our SJW cloak for that one. Yeah. Those are all valid points. Essay memes bore me because I've got a low attention span. Yeah, I mean the thing is with memes is they're supposed to be disruptive and attention grabbing, right? So when you put a big wall of text, people aren't going to want to read that, you know? I think if you do it in the right way, it can be done in a way that the joke is that it's loads of text. But often when you read the text, it's just like preachy nonsense or whatever. Well, actually, that's an interesting point, isn't it, Wokenstein? Because we're having a discussion at the moment about how difficult the space is for to navigate for women. And then what? We're gonna bring a bunch of people from the Taliban into the space and be like, yeah, come and tell us all how you think LGBT people are degenerate and women should wear what we say. If they're no longer easy to digest nuggets of point, they're no longer memes. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. It would be cool if I didn't have to deal with the Taliban. What a sentence! What a sentence that is from Ugly Pie there. It would be cool if I didn't have to deal with the Taliban on top of typical sexism on panels. Oh my god. Imagine showing that comment to someone from 10 years ago. Imagine showing someone that comment from years ago. Okay, so there's one more meme to show you all. This one is to the point, okay? This one is very to the point, all right? So get ready. I want to see a debate between Lauren Southern and the Taliban. Send a maniac to catch a maniac. This one is very simple. When will you accept homosexuals in your community? Never. I mean, I don't think that one needs much explanation, does it? So there we go. There we go. Me no texto. Straight to the point. We don't like gay people. There we go. Easy peasy. Chud showing his true colours. True. So yeah, there we go. So that is the end of that segment. Oh, what's this national file? I don't know about that. I need to see it from another source, honestly. National File is a rightoid, not really trustworthy source, but maybe we can look at it with a pinch of salt. Anyway, that is the end of that segment. You've got there some memes from the Taliban. I think that for me, it's just interesting to look at. Just to clarify, if there's any leftoids out there that are worried, I'm not. I'm Taliban bad. Okay, Taliban's obviously bad, so don't worry about that. I'm not pro Taliban. I think though, what is interesting to do is to kind of look at this stuff and kind of interrogate a bit what it means, culturally, what it means, from a sort of societal perspective, where we're in a position now. We're in a position now where we've got the what say you, arbiter of memes? We're in a position now where the Taliban is posting memes on Twitter to a growing audience. And, I've seen people retweeting these accounts, unironically, and it's just an interesting thing to see. Yeah, and I think it really demonstrates that the power of memes and the universality of memes and what that can mean for our collective, online conversation, I guess. But yeah, one interesting thing to look at would be to see if any of these memes, any of these accounts actually have any meaningful impact, any material impact on the world. So, for example, are we gonna have the case of someone who is radicalized into fundamentalist Islamist perspectives take action based on memes they've seen on Twitter from the Taliban accounts? I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, there we go. That's the end of that segment anyway. So yeah. That's it. We're frequently discussing how memeing isn't actual boots on the ground activism, but we have a group that is actually primarily engaged in radical action and they're finding it valuable to meme on top of that, yeah. What do you think, chat, anyway? Was that interesting? I thought that was quite an interesting segment. Yeah, I the trouble is with this story is it's from National File. National File are not a trustworthy source, so I can't read the text, so I don't wanna spread misinformation. But yeah, thanks for showing it to me anyway. Police are coming because you're looking at extremist memes. Hopefully not. We saw ISIS recruit for the internet successfully. Thank you. Listen, I'm all about the good segments. I just didn't think the Taliban would use the Giga Chad meme. I never expected that for some reason. I mean, sure. Wonder if trad rightoids in the Taliban will come to realise they're not so different after all, perhaps. Here's an interesting question, though. Here's an interesting question. If you were going to allow... So, okay, here's a question. Would you let a United States soldier come onto a panel? Do you think it would be acceptable for a United States soldier to come on a panel? And if the answer to that is yes, would you allow the Afghan equivalent to come on a panel? Which presumably would be someone that is associated with the Taliban. So this is the thing, isn't it? It's about what, active duty soldiers likely wouldn't, sure. But just, I'm not, it doesn't, even if they can't, I'm talking about the theoretical. Well, you can make it the same question for veterans too, right? I don't know. I don't know. I've got my doubts about platforming any sort of. It's difficult. CTV versus the Taliban. No, of course I know there is, but my point is, you could even extend it to that. Should a veteran of like the equivalent of over there, should they be allowed to come onto Twitch and paddles? I just threw all my food away for the fourth time a month because of depression. I was sorry to hear that. Anyway, interesting questions cropping up there. Okay, you convinced me. Let's bring in the Taliban.